The pandemic has shown us a lot can change in just a day. That's especially true for healthcare workers. We wanted to get an update on what it's been like to work on the front lines and how both professional and personal lives are impacted. That's why we brought in a doctor working in the emergency department at CRMC. We welcome Dr. Jessica Mason with the UCSF Department of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Mason, thank you for joining us. We spoke to you a little over a month ago, and we're wondering how life has changed and what the update you can give us over the course of this past month.
Well, we've certainly been bracing and expecting a surge of COVID patients in the hospital. And fortunately, we have not gotten a surge anywhere near like what they're describing on the East Coast and in some major cities. We are seeing COVID patients, but not nearly in the numbers that we were bracing for. So we are still really ready. We're communicating with other departments in the hospital and other neighboring hospitals and setting up everything the best that we can in case those patients come in large numbers, but fortunately, that hasn't happened yet.
For the majority of the COVID patients that come, are they, for the most part, and I know you can't speak specifics, but are many of these patients, once they test positive, still sent home, or are the majority of them then admitted into the hospital?
You know, it really depends. Fortunately, a lot of people who have COVID are able to go home. And one of the things that's concerning about sending someone home, which we have to do that all the time, but they have to be able to come back to us if they get worse, because we know that patients infected with COVID can go home feeling pretty well, looking pretty well, and things can change kind of rapidly. Maybe the next day they're not doing well, and maybe their oxygen saturation, for example, is dropping, and that's someone who would want to come back to us so we could admit them and watch them in the hospital.
Is there some way to monitor those patients that do go home? I know you're busy anyway in the emergency room. So how is the follow-up handled with those patients?
Hopefully they have primary care doctors who they can follow with, or we leave it to their discretion. If they're feeling worse, they should come back and see us. But we really do want people to come back and see us if they're at all worried. Because, you know, the other thing that's really changed, and that is deeply concerning, is that we are not seeing the typical patients that we see that are not COVID patients. So, for example, patients with chest pain who might be having a heart attack, or patients with skin infections, just sort of the routine things that we see in the ER all the time, appendicitis, gallbladder attacks. Where are these patients? They're not coming in the same numbers. So we're really worried that patients are so fearful to come to the ER that they're staying at home when they should come see us. We want to be there for our community, and we're worried they're getting so sick at home that they're going to come in a state where they're much worse off than if they came in earlier.
Yeah, I think there is obviously quite a bit of fear about people going into a hospital setting. I'm curious if you're seeing a lot of patients who maybe, I know the flu season technically is over, but are you still seeing patients who come in worried that they have COVID? They're coming to the emergency room because they're in fear of it, but when in fact they just, they have some other type of sickness?
Absolutely. We're seeing that too. And I guess I'm just more concerned about the people who are staying at home just out of fear that they will catch COVID by coming into the ER. And I really want to reassure people that we're doing everything we can to try to keep patients separate who have infectious symptoms from those who don't. So if you, let's say, sprained your ankle or you have something else going on, you're going to be sent to a different part of the ER. You'll be provided with a mask. We're all going to be wearing masks. So I'm just equally worried about those patients as I am about the potential COVID patients.
Okay, well, it's good to know that that setup is in place. I have to ask how this is impacting you on a personal level. You're a mom. You are in a hospital setting where you are coming in contact at least with some people who test positive. How does that impact you when you go home and keeping your family safe? I'm sure that's a concern for you.
I think all of us are concerned about it, and everyone has different sort of routines that we do before we walk into the hospital and what we do when we come home to sort of decontaminate ourselves. So a lot of things have changed. I walk in completely covered when I go in for a shift. My hair is covered. I wear a mask going in. I have goggles or eye shields that I wear usually throughout my shift. And then I change my clothes before I go home. I have this whole decon procedure, showering and putting everything directly in the wash before I expose myself to my own family, because of course I'm worried about exposing my own family and my baby. And I think everyone has a different situation at home. You know, if you have elderly parents who you live with or people with immune system problems, some people are even too nervous to go home, and in those cases maybe staying separate from their families.
It's amazing how our lives have changed so dramatically because
In
of this.
so many ways.
Dr. Jessica Mason with the UCSF Fresno Department of Emergency Medicine, we sure appreciate this update from you, and you continue to stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.